Easter, my brothers and sisters, from our entire family here at Christ the Redeemer to you and to your family. I bring Easter joy to you this morning. Happy Easter to you. I hope that your heart is filled with light and joy as God conquers death and as the light enters the darkness. Happy Easter to you. Just a few thoughts for us this morning that really, I think, bring the good news home in a very personal way. Last night, we had the Easter Vigil, which is that beautiful Mass. It's the mother of all liturgies, they say, where we bring in new people into the Catholic Church. We confirm them, we baptize them, we give them First Communion for the first time. It was a glorious night. And in that night, we had the privilege of listening to, believe it or not, catch this, 7 readings from the Old Testament. It's a very robust Mass. But there's a reason why we tell the story, why we read all those readings, because it does tell the story of salvation history. And here's what we can learn about God in the story of salvation history. Number 1, God is faithful. Number 2, God will do whatever it takes to have a relationship with us. And number 3, God is a God of desire. I just want to unpack those 3 things for you just super fast, ready? God is faithful, and no matter how many times you have been unfaithful to God this past year, this Lent, or in your life as a whole, I just want to let you know that God is not unfaithful. God's always faithful to us. That's what we see over and over in the story of salvation history. Israel, when they forget whose they are, they forget who they are, and what happens is, of course, that they just kind of fall to the wayside. They're unfaithful to God. And in the midst of all of it, and every one of those readings, we were reminded that God is faithful. And I just want to offer good news to you, because no matter where you are in your relationship with God, if you've been really, really faithful, or if you miss the mark sometimes, just want to let you know that God's right there standing by your side, ready at every moment to reach out to you and to start all over again. The second thing that we saw in the readings last night was that God will do whatever it takes in order to be in relationship with us. When I think about a God who would get on a cross, die for us, and then conquer death and rise from the dead, that's going really far to do whatever it takes to have a relationship with us. And when you think about how unfair the sides of the story are, right? When you look about how little I do and how little we do to be in relationship, and how much He does, becoming a human being, revealing Himself in Jesus Christ, dying on the cross, beating death. How much has God done? He has done everything. He's going to go all the way to be in a relationship with us. And again, that's just good news for you. Like wherever you find yourself, or the folks who were with you today, like God's going to do whatever it takes to be in a relationship with you. And I just want to give you the good news of Easter there. And then finally, the reason that's all happening is we have a God who is desire. When you think about it, if God made everything, that means that God existed before creation did, right? So if God made the light and the darkness and the water and the earth and human beings, that means that God existed before the light and the darkness and the water and the earth and human beings, right? God existed before all those things. And that means that God did not need creation. That means that God wanted creation. He wanted us. God doesn't need us to exist. He's perfectly fine without us, but He made us because He wants us. And that's just good news for us today, because no matter where you are on the journey, I'm just telling you that God wants you. He desires you. And even the moments in our life where we want Him the least, right? When our desire is waning, His desire is never waning. He's always reaching out to us. So happy Easter to you. The God that we celebrate today is a God who, of course, is always faithful. Number 2, a God who's going to reach out to us no matter what it takes to be in relationship. And number 3, a God who desires you. I pray that this day is filled with grace. I hope you have a great Easter. And I hope that the Easter season, these days after Easter, are filled with a lot of grace. Remember, no matter where you are in life, God's going to reach out to you and pursue you. Hold on to that today and let the Easter joy, which is who God is, rise in your heart. God bless you.